Welcome to Daring Marana YouTube channel. Today we will be discussing about boiler water test on board ship. So let's discuss about the topic in detail. Boiler water test on board. So lot of people misunderstood that boiler water test and boiler water treatment they have different because boiler water tests are used to find out particular chemical compound or excess chemical compound in boiler water. If you do boiler water test correctly and regularly, you can find excess compound or impurities in boiler and prevent the following factors. So many people have misunderstood that boiler water test and boiler water treatment are same. Actually, they are different. Boiler water test are tests used to find out particular chemical compound or excess chemical compound in a particular boiler water. And if you do the boiler water test regularly and correctly, you can find excess amount of compound or impurities in boiler water and prevent the following factors. That we can prevent corrosion in boiler feed system by maintaining the boiler water alkaline condition. So we can prevent corrosion in boiler feed system by maintaining boiler water alkaline condition. We can prevent scale formation in boiler tubes. We can remove dissolved gases such as oxygen from water, and we can control the sludge formation which prevent carryover with steam, and we can determine amount of impurities by which we can select appropriate treatment. Then excessive careful control over boiler treatment chemicals. Okay, we can prevent corrosion in boiler feed system by maintaining the boiler water alkaline condition. We can prevent scale formation in boiler tubes, remove dissolved gases such as oxygen from water, control sludge formation which prevent carryover with steam. We can determine amount of impurities by which we can select appropriate treatment, and exercise careful control over the boiler treatment chemicals. And we can maintain and provide residual reserve of chemical. We can improve efficiency, thus increasing boiler life and service period of boiler. Totally we can say for economical operation of boiler. We can maintain and provide residual reserve of chemical. We can improve efficiency, thus increasing boiler life and service period of boiler, and thus we can say overall we can say economical for the economical operation of boiler. Boiler water test. On-board boiler water tests are carried out by professional water analysis kits. Mainly some recognized companies are the Uniter and Drew usually using. In my ship we have used Uniter. Boiler water test means on-board boiler water tests are carried out by professional water analysis kit provided by recognized companies such as Uniter and Drew. Procedure and method for doing these tests are different according to these companies, but final result is to find particular chemical content. That we have to know that procedure and method for doing this kind of tests are different according to this company, but final result to find this particular chemical compound is same. Collecting sample water. First, this is the first stage. First stage we have to boiler water testing is to collect feed water sample from the boiler. That is the first stage. First we have to collect the boiler water testing is to collect feed water sample from boiler. Always take water sample from the same place. You have to make sure that always take sample from the same place, and test sample should be cooled to 25 degrees Celsius with the help of sample cooler. The test sample should be cooled to a 25 degrees Celsius with the help of a sample cooler. This is done in order to prevent flashing which concentrates the sample. This is done to prevent the flashing which concentrates the sample. Okay. Collecting sample should be the first stage in the boiler water testing. We have to collect feed water sample from the boiler. Always take sample from the same place. Test sample should be cooled to 25 degrees Celsius with help of a sample cooler, and this is done to prevent the flashing which concentrates the sample. If the sample is colored or turbid, filter paper should be used before testing. If sample still remain turbid even after the first filtration, means same filter paper should be used again, as it become more retentive after second filtration. Okay. If the sample that we collected from the testing sample, if it is colored or turbid, we can use filter paper to be used before testing. If the sample is still remain turbid or colored, means we can use the first filter paper again, because the same filter paper should be used again, so that it will become more retentive after the second filtration. After this, we allow water to flow through the sample cock before taking sample for testing to ensure the lane is clear of sediment. We have to allow the water to flow from the sample cock before taking the sample for testing to ensure that lane is clear of the sediment. And an ideal location in the boiler to draw sample is from the selenometer board. So ideal location for taking the sample, test sample is collect the boiler feed water sample is from the selenometer board. After passing through a sample cooler, make sure that sample lane is flushed through sample bottle, rinse thoroughly. Okay, ideal location to take the boiler draw sample is from the selenometer wall. After passing through the sample cooler, make sure that sample line is flushed through sample bottle and rinse thoroughly. Let the water overflow through the sample bottle to prevent air being trapped inside the boiler and keeping the bottle airtight for testing. So, if you are filling the water in a small sample bottle, we have to fill it so that to prevent the air being trapped inside the boiler and keeping the boiler airtight for testing. Then different type of boiler water test and its procedure. In a short, we can say hydrate alkalinity. That means to test the alkalinity for the presence of, in order to find the presence of hydrates. Then condensate pH. It is measure the acidity or alkalinity of water. Condensate pH means to measure the acidity or alkalinity of water. Then chloride ppm or chloride test is used to measure the chloride content or sea water presence. Then phosphate, for testing the presence of phosphate compound, it is important to maintain minimum of 10 ppm of phosphate. Then DEHA or oxygen test, that means for testing the oxygen and chemical compound. Then neutralized conductivity, for testing presence of ferrous ions and metal conducts. That is neutralized conductivity means for testing presence of ferrous ions and metal conducts. Then feed water hardness, for testing presence of carbonate compounds. Feed water hardness, for testing the presence of carbonate compounds. For exam point of view, this is enough. So this much we have mentioned here. Thank you.